Hello, good evening, and welcome to another instalment of Force 13's live updates. Well, there's many of those, aren't there? Tonight we're going to be talking about several weather situations that are going on. Of course, we cover mainly tropical cyclones, which is what we'll be doing predominantly. Tropical cyclone Ashobaa, I think its name is, approaching the coast of Oman in the Arabian Sea, likely to make landfall there in the next 24 to 48 hours. It's expected to stall, but we'll take a look at that in a moment. We also have, of course, an Invest 94E, which may well develop into a tropical storm in the next few days. And of course, we're watching the potential severe weather developments in the US as well in this hour, though I don't think too much will go on, but hey, we'll see. We have this evening joined by Craig. Hi, Craig, how are you? I don't think we can hear you, Craig, unfortunately. There we are. No, that's Michael. Michael, hi, Michael.
Yep, there we are. Hello.
How are you?
Usual.
Usual. And Daniel is also with us this evening.
Good evening.
And if you'd like to join us on one of our shows in future, you're more than welcome to do so as well. That's me talking to the audience, by the way, not to Daniel. But if you do have any questions for us throughout this show, then please send them in on the YouTube page, which is running right now if you're watching live. Craig, can we get your audio back yet? Can we hear you?
I think it could be worth him just going off the call and then coming back on.
Something like that. Sorry about that, Craig. It was all up and running until we went on the air, and then Craig's mic stopped working.
Is it a hardware issue?
Nathan, there's a really bad syncing part with your microphone and your camera.
Oh, is it really? Oh well.
Just turn off your camera and then turn it back on, and then it should work.
Thanks, Michael, technical guru and all that. In the meantime, let's take a look at what's going on around the world now. Let me see where it's gone. Okay, yes, I think priority number one is to take a look at the JTWC map for Tropical Cyclone Ashobaa. Interesting spelling, with a double A at the end. I'm sure it means something in whichever tongue it's in. It's got winds of 65 miles per hour now. It's the strongest it's been in its lifetime so far, gusting to 80 miles per hour, and it's likely to move generally westwards with a probable landfall in Oman as a weakening tropical cyclone, and then it will eventually dissipate not too far from the border with Saudi Arabia. So that's Ashobaa. Oman, as far as I know, what I saw previously, there are rain advisories in effect for the area around the landfall area and beyond, I expect. I think the storm will be significantly weakened by the time it makes landfall, simply because it's going to be, we expect, a slowdown in its forward motion. So by the time it does arrive, it will probably be much weaker, but I expect that rainfall will be the main problem with this storm. Okay, so we've got that. We've also got Invest 94E, and the NHC, National Hurricane Center, say a 60% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours and a 90% in the next 5 days. And that's rather interesting indeed, and there is how it looks in the latest infrared imagery. I'm not sure we have any visible at this time. I don't think we do. Actually, I think we do, yes. Let me just take a look at the latest visible here in the Navy imagery to see what 94E is doing. And any of you on our panel this evening, Michael, Craig,
Nathan,
about it?
I've just looked at JTWC, and they do have a tropical cyclone formation alert issued for Invest 94E.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either, because it is likely to form. We'll take a look at what the models predict of this storm in
what do you think that one will get to? Do you think we could be looking at another Category 4?
No, personally, I don't think it will be a Cat 4. But I'll take a look at the models in some time, see if we can deduce anything from that. What we're also looking at, I mean, there isn't that much to look at really, but this is what's left of Blanca after it made landfall on the Baja California Peninsula as a tropical storm. It moved northwards, dissipated, and all that remains really is a line of thunderstorms over over northwestern Mexico, and it appears that the main threat from that storm is long over. Let's see if Visible turns up anything else on that storm, perhaps. Cloud cover. You can still see quite a lot of it, very disorganized mess, really no center to the storm anymore. I think it's been the case for some time. So that's what's left of Blanca. So Michael, Craig, Daniel, anything you got to say about the current developments?
Hang on.
Any storm? No?
Someone muted me.
No, Michael, you're very audible.
Oh no, there we go. That's because Waniel keeps muting me.
Oh dear. He's gonna
Oh yeah, so yeah, looking at, yeah. I'm trying to multitask, I'm working on something.
Alright, let's talk to Craig. Craig, your audio's back. Tell me what's going on.
No, it's not. It's not back.
No, he's not talking, that's why. Oh boy, this is going well, huh?
Do you think I could do my storm overview for you guys?
Well, tell us what this is, Mike.
What, my overview?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sometimes I just make a PowerPoint that's got the overview of all the storms. We've got a little bit of satellite imagery in there for you guys as well. I'm really, I just do it because I'm really bored.
That's not what you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
Well, let's see then.
Yeah. Just quickly finishing it off.
You're supposed to have it finished, Michael. Okay, let's take a look at what the GFS model says. Whilst we're waiting for Michael, what the model says about Cyclone Ashobaa. So this is right now. You can see the storm quite clearly here where my mouse is hovering, and this is what expected to happen over the next few hours. So as we get to 1 day out, still offshore, but ever closer to the coast. Then we go to 2 days, or well, 1.5 days. 36 hours from now is when we expect to see landfall, or slightly later. You can see it really stalling as it starts to get there. And then on day 3, starting to move inland gradually. There won't be very much left of it by day 4 and 5. But there we are. That's what it predicts of that storm. Elsewhere in the area, the Indian Ocean, not looking like anything else will form. But there's an interesting low-pressure system here near the equator. I don't expect that will become anything or is anything at any point. And on those last few frames, another low-pressure system entering the same region. So who knows, that may develop into something as well, but no clear indications of that being the case. Michael, are we ready?
Yeah.
Daniel, go first, sorry.
15.1.
Daniel?
Is there anything you want me to say?
Well, that's a pretty broad question, Daniel. How's the weather in Manchester, UK?
It's fine at the moment.
Fine. Well, that's very
There's
vague.
no-
Well, how do you
It's
describe
clear at the moment.
clear skies? Yeah.
Pardon?
The weather forecast is going to be pretty nice in the next 3 days here in the UK.
Yeah.
It's going to be sunny. Highs in the 70s, low 70s.
What about Celsius?
Low 20s in Celsius. So,
Alright.
Okay, I'm good to go.
well, okay, Mike, go. Viewer discretion, first of all. I've no idea what Michael's about to say.
No, okay then, guys. I'm just putting my screen share on for you guys to enjoy.
Get on with it, Mike. Come on.
Okay,
We're
share.
waiting 10 minutes already.
Okay, can you guys see Storm Overview now?
We all see it.
Okay.
We all see it.
Here we go. So this is the worldwide overview here. As you can see, medium chance of development, 60% chance, invest 94E, but there is no floater imagery yet from the NOAA. And also looking at Tropical Storm Ashobaa, we'll go into more detail into that when it comes into the North Indian Basin page.
Okay.
So moving on swiftly, no active storms in the Atlantic.
Yep.
East Pacific, we have Invest 94E, currently with winds of 25 miles an hour. Air pressure 1005 millibars, currently located at 13.6 north, 96.3 degrees west. Current movement is west-northwest at 10 miles an hour.
Michael, can I just interrupt you there? I have it down as 30 miles per hour here.
For the wind speed?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I am working on a bit outdated information. I don't know, because that's the latest information I've got.
Well, there we are, intensifying then, isn't it? I expect we'll see a tropical cyclone soon.
Yep, only 10 more miles an hour. It's a tropical storm. Nothing in the West Pac at the moment. Seems very quiet, actually.
Well, I say it's a surprise, just because the West Pacific is always so active, but really, around this time of year, you can see quite a while without anything forming. I know one year there were 2 storms in the West Pacific in January, and then nothing happened till July.
Yeah, just quickly going back to Invest 94E there. If you guys didn't hear earlier, tropical cyclone formation alert issued from the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre on Invest 94E.
Yeah.
So that should form any time around now. And what's the next storm, I think, isn't it? Carlos or something.
In the next 24 hours, I believe the name is Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so moving swiftly on, we have in the North Indian Ocean,
Now, this
tropical
is the main
storm
course.
Ashobaa.
Ashobaa, I think.
Ashobaa, I don't know. Currently with winds of 65 miles an hour, air pressure 990 millibars, currently located at 21.0 degrees north, 63.0 degrees east. Current movement is west-northwest at 5 miles an hour. And as you can see on the left there, we have the visible imagery from the system. Fairly organised, but...
like infrared to me, Mike.
Yeah, it could be because it's night.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so you can also see the rainbow imagery there for Ashobaa as well. It's debatable on that. Seems to be very organised on the visible, but it's just its rain bands are a bit open, I think. Not really that closed on the circulation, but it is organising itself over the past few frames. This isn't the animated GIF, but I looked at the animated earlier. And then now moving, and there's the Dvorak imagery there. Looks though fairly, looks like it could be intensifying, close to landfall as well. Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on that, and I think that's about it. Nothing active in the the southern hemisphere as you'd expect for this time of year. And just going on to the named years total so far. Named storms 32, cyclones 20, and major cyclones 14.
Now let me
believe
just
that's a record.
Well, let me just remind people what the classifications for those are. So, sorry, Daniel, I'll let you talk in a moment. But named storms, actually not named storms by my definition. It's just tropical storms. But I think all of them have been named anyway. 32, 20 becoming Category 1 storms, i.e., a hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, and 14 have gone on to become major storms. Category 3. Now, looking back in time at some really notable years that finished with a lot of storms, 1992 finished with 103, a record. 1996 finished with 101. 1985 finished up with 97. Of all those years, and the last 2 years as well, which I've been looking up, on this date, June the 9th, 14 majors, 20 hurricane equivalent storms is higher than, by far higher than any others of those that we've seen in those years that we've been looking at previously. I'm not sure if it eclipses all years, but certainly most. What we're looking at right now is satellite image, the latest satellite image of the Indian Ocean area. Now, not only do we have Ashobaa right at the top there, but we're also intrigued, well, I'm intrigued just by looking at this, of this little system down here as well. Michael, any thoughts on that, or anyone else?
Wait, is that the southern hemisphere or the northern?
Yeah, it's in the south there, yeah.
Okay then. could be interesting.
Apart from
Looks
the
though.
Seychelles, I believe.
I think wasn't that former 99S?
Well, I'm not sure because it could easily have been that area over on the right. I can't remember, to be honest, but it looks interesting.
Well, possible maybe a little bit late season activity, but it is about coming up to their equivalent of the peak of winter there down there, isn't it?
Not too far away. Daniel, did you want to say something just before? Sorry.
Yeah. When do you reckon the first Atlantic storm will form?
We've had it.
We've had it, Daniel.
Oh.
It was Anna back in the early part of May. It actually formed a month ago yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Already?
Yeah, it was a month ago. It was a month ago yesterday.
I think the brain must have been switched off then.
Hang on. Let's have a look.
All right.
It is May the 8th, 2015. Subtropical storm Anna formed.
Right.
Made landfall and dissipated on May 11th.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Did it hit South America?
It hit the Carolinas.
Oh.
Formed as a subtropical storm. Before becoming tropical and making landfall.
It hit North Carolina.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Oh yeah. Some news actually came in. I think this was only a week or so ago. One person was indirectly killed by tropical storm Anna.
Okay.
Minimal damage though, which is good.
Yeah. Anyway, let me read out a comment. By the way, Craig had to go, unfortunately. Not only did we have technical difficulties with Craig, but he's had to leave us early. So we hope Craig comes back another time and hopefully we can get it working for him. His PC hates Hangouts. I think he needs a better one, unfortunately. Let me read out a comment from Stephen P. Shaw. Says, how often does a cyclone make landfall in Oman? Those dry riverbeds shown on Google Earth are in for a treat. That's certainly true. For some people perhaps it might happen more often than you think, because when was the last one? Fet, if it didn't make landfall, it came really close. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to have to look this up to confirm, but I think Fet made landfall, and it was Cyclone Gona in 2007 that passed very close to the coast of Oman as a Category 2 storm. Actually, I can show you on my screen right now. That was a track of Gona. It reached a Category 5, and it passed Oman as a Category 2, nearly a Cat 3 actually. So a very strong storm, and it just about made landfall on Iran as it was just about to dissipate from being a TD. So that's the one that sticks out. So these things do happen sometimes, but it's pretty rare.
She's gone now.
Daniel, hello.
I didn't realise the. Oh, sorry.
Not anyone go.
Go ahead.
I didn't realise this Carolina storm had formed such a long time ago.
I thought it was more recent
Yeah.
as well, but there you go. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting image. What I was trying to do is actually go back in time a bit to take a look at what the storm was looking like in previous frames. What we're looking at is Ashobaa right at the top there. I mean, that's back to 12 o'clock. So you can see how it's progressed. You can certainly see how it's drawn closer to the coast in those latest frames. But there we are. So that's the latest on Ashobaa. Whilst we're here as well, pardon me, I think we should take a look at a little bit on the severe weather situation as well. This is what it looks like in the US at the moment. I know we have a lot of following around the stateside. We have severe thunderstorm watches in effect for quite a chunk of the northeast there, for what appears to be northern parts of Connecticut, western Massachusetts, most if not all of Vermont, and almost all of New Hampshire. And we also have sporadic severe thunderstorm warnings in effect what appears to be parts of Mississippi, and also in Georgia and South Carolina as well, if not perhaps more areas, a handful of other areas as well. But what appears to be the main threat at this time is the northeast there. Some severe thunderstorm watches interspersed with the odd warning here and there. If you're in that area, please let us know, and I'd love to hear from you. But that's what's going on. You see all them flash flood watches as well in effect further west, for covering more, what appears to be more than half of Nevada, as well as states further east, like I think it's Utah, isn't it, and Colorado, and also further north. So it's quite an interesting and diverse day going on in the US at this time. Just one of many things we're watching as time goes on. But I don't think we've seen any real problems around yet. No tornadoes, at least. There's been one report of hail. That wasn't so long ago, nearly an hour ago. Quarter-sized hail in South Carolina, which is where there was a severe thunderstorm warning not so long ago. I think it might still be in effect. So that's what we're also looking at this time. Looking on the Mexico's website, you can see how it's highlighted Invest 94. It doesn't actually look much on that image there where it's circled, but I think the central part of it's a bit further towards the north. Let's actually take a look at some of the models on that. So the CMC, first of all. You see, by the way, a huge area of high pressure over the UK at the moment, which is where I'm reporting from, and no wonder the weather's so good. But let's take a look at what's got. This is the area you should be watching around where my cursor is right now. This is the area you should be looking at for tropical cyclone development. Let's see what progresses from the CMC. So this little area here, that will be 94E, developing into what appears to be a tropical cyclone. Not particularly strong, appears to be quite compact and gets devoured within the next 5 days. So not much appears to come from that, but it does move pretty close to land as it dissipates. Elsewhere in the next 8 days, 7-8 days, not much going on. So ECMWF, looking in that same area. Not much, but you can sort of see possibly that disturbance. That might or might not be 94E, making landfall in Mexico and then moving north into the Atlantic just about and then leaving. Nothing else in the next 10 days by the looks of things, so pretty quiet. GFDL, actually focusing on the Invest itself. You can see just about possibly tropical storm strength, and it doesn't appear to be much of it, and then its gradual movement towards the north, and there it is, probably becoming a tropical storm in earnest as it approaches the coast, and then it really fizzles out, and that's in the next 3 days, so quite a quick process, and then lingering along the coast there. Daniel?
You were saying there's a high pressure system over the UK at the moment.
Yeah, it appears to be.
Does high pressure equal greater temperature?
High pressure usually, not always, but usually is associated with better weather. Low pressure systems quite often bring the rainfall, bring the winds, especially that's
Yeah, we didn't say
you
yes.
won't see a very low pressure without seeing
Yeah, well, he's found the trail. I just didn't know him.
usually, especially with tropical storms. And the reason why it's especially so with tropical storms is because generally they're much tighter systems. So the air pressure gradient from, say, one location outside the storm to another location in the eye of the storm is a much shorter distance than possibly with an extratropical storm, which is usually why the wind speeds are much higher. You'd expect, looking at this graphic here, that the winds along this area here, where they're very closely packed together, you probably see higher wind speeds. But I'll see if I can confirm that on the wind map shortly. First of all, let's take a look at the GFS, what it says. So again, we're looking at this area around here where 94E is located. So general movement towards the northwest. Doesn't appear to intensify, doesn't appear to do anything actually, and then nothing happens basically in those next few days. So GFS doesn't predict a thing. HWRF is usually one of the more aggressive models. Let's see what comes of that. So not much again. Oh, then you can see it wrapping around nicely there. A tropical storm and some gradual intensification and approaching hurricane strength nearly. Oh, actually, that is hurricane strength there. So hurricane strength, that's at 57 hours, so not too far from now. Just over 2 days. On day 3, it becomes a hurricane. Maybe briefly, maybe not. Further intensification a little bit towards high-end Cat 1, maybe Cat 2. And then it's just straddling the coast there, and then eventually decides to come inland by the looks of things, possibly at 60 miles per hour, but that's very speculative. It could be quite different. Michael?
Could be interesting.
It could be. And
do you think I could do the forecast for London, Tucson, and Muscat, please?
In a moment. And finally, we're looking at the NavGem model. You can see how the system is still there, but it doesn't really do anything again, and then moves inland, possibly emerges in the Atlantic briefly, but I don't think we'll be seeing any Atlantic development, or indeed Pacific development according to the NavGem. But even though quite a lot of the models don't predict the formation of the storm, you can't ignore 60% chance in the next 48 hours, and the fact that the storm itself is not looking too bad. Where is it? On the visible. Yeah, the storm's around here somewhere. Michael, give us your forecast. What is it?
Okay, so I'm just doing the forecast for 3 locations for London for us Brits.
Please hurry up, Mike. Don't take 3 years like that.
Okay. I know, we're going to do Tucson International Airport, which is in Arizona, which could be affected by Blanca within the next 24 hours.
I think it's more Tucson. Or
Tucson, same thing. And also Muscat in Oman, which is could be affected by Ashobaa in the next few days.
I think it's quite likely it will be.
Yeah. So first we'll do London. So on Wednesday, fairly sunny, highs of 19 degrees.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Celsius, yeah.
Yeah, bit of cloud around in the morning, and most of the morning and some parts of the afternoon. Thursday seems to be all right. A bit more cloud around. Friday, our old British friend, rain, arrives in the UK.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's rain forecasted for Friday, but highs of 26.
Right.
On there. Saturday, highs of 21. Again, overcast with a little bit of sun in the evening. And finally on Sunday. Finally on Sunday, bit more rain around, overcast as well. Highs of only 18.
All right. As I was talking before we get, let's do your part in bits, Mike. Let's just separate it with some other things. What I was alluding to earlier with the, you can see quite clearly the high pressure system around the UK at this time, marked by these 2 locations where the winds are very low. And as I said, those cluster of isobars right next to each other means that stronger winds over the Faroe Islands, over that area along the coast of Norway, as a result of that high pressure.
Wasn't the Faroe Islands that got the total eclipse when we had the eclipse back in March?
It was indeed.
Yeah, you filmed that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Can I go on to Tucson?
Okay, what are we expecting in Arizona?
Okay, in Tucson, there are actually going to be getting parts of Blanca within the next 3 hours. Yeah, they're expecting heavy rain associated with thunderstorms as well. Highs of, although high is around 33 today over in Tucson.
Well, use Fahrenheit for the Americans, Mike, you know.
I can't translate.
Well, I'll do it as you go. 93 Fahrenheit today.
Okay then. So then, a little bit lighter rains, but the rain is persisting throughout the evening in Tucson.
Yeah.
Wednesday, overcast with more rain in the morning. Overcast the rest of the day with the sun coming out in the evening.
Right.
Highs of 34. On Thursday, it's going to be clear all day. No cloud expected. Highs of 35.
95.
Friday, same again, clear, no cloud expected. Highs of 36.
97.
Saturday, again, clear, no cloud expected. Highs of 37.
Beautiful. 99
And
Fahrenheit.
you know what? It seems to be just going up and up every day.
Well, that's
Because now, because look, it's sunny on Sunday with 38. Monday, sunny again, highs of 39.
100.
And then Tuesday, sunny again, highs of 40, and it'll be 40 for Wednesday and Thursday as well.
Where's this?
100 degrees. Well, that's I'm sure that's pretty normal over there. Let me just have a look at this hazardous weather outlook for portions of New Mexico and Texas whilst we're at it. Tucson's in New Mexico, isn't it?
I don't even get the body shot.
Is it in New Mexico or Arizona?
Texas, isn't it?
No. Our geography knowledge, brilliant, isn't it? Anyway, look at. Hold on, I'm gonna have to go back and confirm. Confirm?
Texas.
It is Arizona. I got it right. Just that's associated with New Mexico. The Arizona bulletin, I think, is below. There we are. Moisture associated with Tropical Storm Blanca will continue to work its way into the region today and tonight, supporting unsettled conditions and scattered numerous showers. Pretty much what Michael said. But yeah, very warm in those in that part of the world as well, isn't it?
Did Michael mention it was going to be 26 degrees Celsius in the UK?
It won't be here though, will it?
Oh, good.
Be in London.
I'll
Be the south. We get all the good weather. You guys get all the bad weather up there.
I'll verify
Doesn't
that.
matter.
Let me just tell you, those of you who are in Massachusetts or Connecticut or southern parts of Vermont, the severe thunderstorm watch has been discontinued in those areas, but it's still in effect for a large chunk of that area as we speak.
Okay, so can I go on to the last one that I've got to do, which is Muscat.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. What's
Okay, so this is Muscat in Oman.
the capital?
Yeah. So later on tonight, Tuesday. Oh no, they're into Wednesday now. So 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning over there. Clear, highs of got 30. Temperature expected to go up throughout the day. But later on today, they're expecting. Well, not today. Be there tomorrow. It's tomorrow to us now. Well, no, I'm just confusing myself. No, okay.
Right.
So Wednesday. You're expecting rain in the morning and parts of the afternoon. Overcast for pretty much the rest of the day. A little bit clearing up a little bit at night, so you astronomers can get out and look at the stars. And also mainly overcast again tomorrow. Highs of 37. You doing your translating, Nathan?
No, I don't need to. Look outside though right now. This is from my window here. It's still pretty light out there, especially in the
Look at
northern
mine as
side.
well.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You've got an even better view than me. It doesn't get much darker than that throughout the night, really. At this time of year, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, because it's kind of you're on the borderline part of the Arctic, so like the Arctic sort of part is you bet it's like we still get dark down here, but I think we light up. I think we start lighting up again at about 3 a.m.
I think it's pretty beautiful.
Can you see the star?
Camera.
There's like a little star.
Is it a star?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
okay,
it is.
yes.
Yeah.
I saw a bus go past as well.
Here.
Yeah, I saw a bus go past on that
Oh.
road.
Yeah.
Double decker.
Like the 76.
Okay then, so going on again. So Friday, overcast in the morning and nice sunny spells in the afternoon. Highs of 38.
Hot.
Saturday, it's going to be clear again, completely clear. Highs of 39. Sunday, it's going to be sunny again, mostly clear as well. Highs of 41 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Not really unheard of for those areas. Monday, highs of 44 there. And also, I just want to say these are last other ones as well. Next Tuesday, highs of 47.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Highs of 47 next Tuesday.
Happens.
Dips down a little bit on Wednesday, highs of 46, and then Thursday back up to 47.
It's amazing. Okay, well, if you've got any questions for us at home or wherever you're watching us, then please let us know, and we'll do our best to answer. Daniel, turn yourself off. Someone's swearing in the background.
Sorry, I forgot I was turned on.
Yes, silly. We can't predict what will happen next on our live shows. Who knows? But yeah, there's the.
We are live on Channel 4. Please do not swear.
Yeah, indeed. It's not
We need
Channel
our own studio.
You certainly do. Anyway, Michael, is there anything else you'd like to tell us at the moment?
I'm bored.
You're bored.
Nah, joking. So yeah, just basically, guys, comment if you have any questions, and possibly if we have some time, I may put together a little guess the storm game if you guys would like to play along, maybe.
Boy.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Has anybody visited the wiki recently?
No.
Alright. I'm pretty much forgotten about.
We're now joined by Steve.
I think I should go back. Oh, hello, Steve.
I just thought I'd say hi because he joined us. I don't know whether he wants to
I
talk.
think he's gone.
No, I don't. Steve, hello. What an interesting character on his thing. Anyway, let's.
Minecraft.
I mean, look at the weather in Furnace Creek. I think it is. Wherever it is in. Yeah, Furnace Creek.
Oh yeah, we got a question from Stephen P. Shaw.
Yeah, I read
saying
that
how-
out earlier.
Okay.
106 degrees there right now, and look at the weather in the next few days. 30% chance of showers tonight, low of 72. Tomorrow, 106, slight chance of rain. Thursday, hi Steve. Thursday, 108. Friday, 109. Saturday, 110. And Monday, high of 114. Sunny and hot. I know it's normal over there, but it's, what was I just saying? I completely lost track of what I was saying. But it's pretty normal for it to be really hot over there. But I just find it really interesting to show you how that is. Anyway, here's the Earth map showing the current cyclone, Cyclone Ashobaa. Widen my screen a bit. Oh, it's incompatible. To reload the page. That's better. There you can see the storm. Let's see what. Oops, accidentally clicked the Facebook page. Never mind that. Oh, it's gone off. Michael, talk for a moment whilst I get it back up and running.
Yeah, I'm just preparing a little guess the storm game. If you guys want to play along, maybe.
Steve, is there anything you'd like to mention to us right now?
No.
No.
I think it's fun.
I'll play it.
Are you expecting any thunderstorms in Illinois today?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of severe storms out in Illinois.
You're really quiet. I can barely hear you.
There are a bunch of severe storms out in Illinois.
Ah, yes. Okay, we're back with Ashobaa right now. You
Never
can see
mind.
it. We heard it. You can see it there. And as we go forward in time,
What?
by 3 hour stints, I think, this is how the storm's expected to draw closer and closer, possibly some intensification, maybe hurricane strength. And then it will eventually, now this is, okay, here we are 1 day in advance. So 1 day from now, it's still not make landfall. And then we progress further, 3 hours by 3 hours, movement slowing down, still remaining fairly strong as a tropical storm. and then we finally expect the landfall. Well, look at it, still staying offshore. And as we reach 2 days from now, which is the next frame, that's 2 days from now, just about to make landfall, but still hasn't. And then I must assume that the next frame has the landfall. There it is, in just over 2 days' time. Steve's left us, by the way. And then the storm will move inland and probably speed up again, and there won't be much left of it after it makes landfall. Michael?
Should we do guess the storm?
If you want. If anyone else wants to, that is.
Okay, I'm just doing the last storm, and we should be ready to go.
Great.
To go.
Yeah, Stephen P. Shaw doing some nice research for us. Says Tucson is already above their June rainfall average of 0.2 inches. We get a lot more than 0.2 inches here. If there's anything you'd like us to show on the visualization on our screen shares, by the way, please let me know and I'll do so. In fact, let me load up the sea surface temperatures and see what they're saying right now. So here we are with the sea surface temperatures. Now, the first thing you notice, I suppose, at least the first thing I notice, is that little void there. You can see it. And that's mainly as a result of Blanca, I believe. That little void there where it's a bit cooler. Where 94E is right now, it's in a very warm area, around 30 degrees or slightly less. The Atlantic's fairly warm right now, 26 degrees plus, extending quite a way out into the Atlantic now, and covering the whole of the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, yeah, Nathan.
Then, yeah.
So I'm good to go on guess the storm when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm not ready. And then the Indian Ocean, where it's 30 degrees plus. Now you can see it's cooler near the coast of Oman, where it's 28 degrees, but still very warm. And in the Bay of Bengal, pretty warm there as well if a storm happened to form there. Southern Hemisphere, fairly warm. West Pacific as well, especially around the Philippines and the South China Sea, fairly warm. The Philippine Sea, warm, 30 degrees plus there. And just south of the equator as well, above 30 in that vicinity too. So that's that sea surface temperatures, and in a moment I'll show you the wind shear map. But first of all, actually, World Publishing says the USA has had massive flooding over the past few weeks. Many homes, roads, bridges, cars, and lives destroyed. And I know there's been a lot of rain. I'm not exactly sure where it's been, but I believe, as far as I know, somewhere in the central region of the US. I'm sure someone will point me in the right direction with that. But Michael, are you ready, or are you munching?
Oh, sorry. I was having some.
You were. You were.
I'm having my tea and
It's
just basically a bowl of Weetos. Okay
A
then.
bit late.
So here's the first storm.
Right.
Ow.
Can you keep an eye on the comments for me, because I've only got one screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, don't forget, we'll be showing this for a little bit of time. Don't forget, people watching right now live, that we do have a bit of a delay, probably about a minute or so. So the point I'm talking right now is going to be a minute after you, a minute before you see it. So when you type your message and you don't get a reply in the first minute, then you'll know why. But this is the first storm. It's an interesting one, I gotta say.
I've no idea.
I think I have an idea around when it might have been. I'm not entirely sure on which
Would you like guys
storm.
Would you guys like a clue?
Yes, please.
Well, go
Yeah,
ahead, go
please.
ahead. Yeah, that's clear enough, Mike. Well done on copying my format. You did a good job. Clearly an Atlantic storm. That's just taking them mick. Pizza Cable. Now that's more interesting. I don't really want to guess because I want other people to guess, but I think I know what it might be now. It's between two.
I don't know.
We'll talk about the flooding again in a moment because that seems to be taking the.
Would you guys like another clue?
Martinez asks,
Yeah,
is it
please.
Faye from 2008? Well, it clearly isn't because it's a Category 5, obviously the delay and all that.
Would you like?
Just give us one more at this point. A second Category 5 storm this season. I think I know. Don't give us any more clues, but I think someone's going to get it. If anyone is going to send in a guess anyway. Who knows? But we won't dilly-dally too long.
Would you guys like another clue?
I would.
But Daniel,
Please.
let's get the novice Daniel to
Yeah,
try
please.
and get this right. What do you think, Dan?
I have no idea.
Oh,
It's too hard. I need a beginning letter.
Martinez says, is it Katrina after the Florida landfall?
Yes.
Yes, I knew it was Katrina.
I
It
should
says
have got this one.
pick between Katrina and Wilma.
I was wondering at first whether it might have been Rita, but
I could have done Katrina and Felix, as they were both the second
Katrina.
Category 5 storms.
I
And actually, Felix also peaked with winds of 1752, so it could have actually between both of them.
I just knew from the graphic there, the way it looks, that imagery, it looks like 2004, 2005. Michael, we'll go on to your next one in a little while, but first of all, I'd just like to talk more about the flooding things, because a lot of people talking about it at the moment. Yeah, Stephen P. Shaw says it's been horrid for many areas. NOAA say that May was the wettest month of any month on record. Most hardest hit, according to Martinez, is in Texas and Oklahoma. Houston got hit the day after Memorial Day. More torrential downpours and flooding rains are on the forecast. I know I saw that. I'm guessing in those areas that are under those flash flood watches or somewhere nearby, or the flood advisory areas, a large part of Colorado there, and the flood advisories. Also, parts of Illinois as well. Probably where Steve was actually, and the flood advisories. Is it flood advisories or hydrologic outlook? It's difficult to tell the difference between the colour there. I think they might be slightly different. Flood warning in effect for some areas around there. But there you are, and dense fog over the Lake Michigan, Lake Michigan at the moment as well. So there we are. Quite an interesting scene across the whole of the US at the moment. Let me remind you what's going on in terms of tropical activity. So what we're looking at right now is Cyclone Ashobaa in the Indian Ocean, which is likely to move ashore Oman, as we saw several minutes ago. That's going to be in the next 2 days. Probably on day 3, the beginning of, we will see the landfall, I expect. Early hours of, what day will that be? Thursday, I think, or Friday even. Friday. Early hours of Friday, we expect the landfall, which is rather remarkable considering how pretty close the storm already is. So I expect we're maybe seeing lots of heavy rainfall, which Oman, of course, won't be used to. So we'll see how that progresses. What's left of Blanca? Not much, but as the outlook said, all that moisture in the area causing rainfall over Southern California, particularly Arizona, into Mexico as well, of course, where the storm initially struck. And there's Invest 94E, which may well become a tropical cyclone in the next few days. Lots of models are not predicting that, or predicting something very weak, but 60% chance in the next 2 days. We're going to leave the airwaves in 10 minutes' time, and if anything more interesting happens, then we'll probably be on again tomorrow. Providing I'm well enough, because I'm still rather ill.
Hopefully with less distractions.
Even though I don't sound it. Sorry, Dan.
What have you actually got, Nathan?
Hopefully with less distractions as well.
What was that, Mike?
What have you actually got?
Well, it's been a pretty weird one in the last, it's day 12 now, and just low appetite and unable to eat, and just weird feelings down there. No, nothing really extreme
What?
or bad, but you know, in the stomach area, you know.
That's a score show.
Okay.
I don't know what's so funny about this, Michael. But because I'm still able to talk properly, Daniel, if you could mute yourself if you're not talking for a moment. It's just it's strange. That's all. I mean, I sound because I can talk normally. I sound right as rain, but you know, it's not really the case, unfortunately.
Well, do you find lots of people who are ill can talk properly?
Well, it depends in what way ill, I suppose.
I guess.
I mean, but you can tell when someone sounds unwell. You can tell if someone's got a cold. I've not got a cold. Like you could tell with Devon when he had a cold on one of the recent game shows. The game shows, by the way, if you saw the recent one on the main Force 13 channel, a continuation of the series that we've been running on our other channel, Force 13 Extra. It's coming to a close very soon, providing that me and Devon are well enough. We're going to be running the finale of the game show, hopefully towards the end of this week or over the weekend.
Nathan.
It's going to be really interesting, and you won't want to miss it.
I'll be your referee.
Yeah, well, we don't need a referee.
Okay, then, I'll start up the next. I'll start up the next. Guess the storm.
Nathan,
Yeah.
have you had any pains in your stomach at all?
No pain at all, no.
Oh, right. Because
Yeah.
I had appendicitis and I had like pain on the
Right.
lower right-hand side of my stomach.
Well,
I
hey,
lost my appetite. So,
Okay, we're good to go for guess the storm.
well, in just a moment, Michael, maybe we'll go on to talk about health things on another show, perhaps, but the primary focus of this one is tropical cyclones and severe weather, and a little bit of fun here and there with Michael's Guess the Storm, which is what you should be looking at now.
Okay, there we go.
What?
Can any of you guys guess this one?
Well, it's interesting.
Would you like the first clue?
Have we shown it before? Alright, well that's promising. I think you have shown it before, but I've forgotten what it is.
Yeah, fuck
Anyone
off.
wanna... Wait, Daniel's friend in the background.
I have showed it before. It's just a bit of a refresher for you.
that's still a friend, that's what I'm
Would you
Yeah,
guys like another one?
Yeah, go and tell us, Mike. If anyone knows at home, then let us know. Do you think you know what the answer is?
Do you know that one? Can you? No?
Is it? Was he specific?
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I'm only going
No.
to take one guess at this storm. It's not Daniel, is it?
No.
Oh, good.
Actually, no, that's Pyro, actually.
There was no
Yeah.
Storm Daniel, was there? Or was it just called Danny?
No, yeah, we had Hurricane
Actually,
Daniel.
the engineers that we even have.
Fourth category, fourth
Alright.
storm of the season. Jeez.
They're doing fuck all.
Hey, noise in the background, Daniel. Gee. We need a beep machine in Daniel's room. Anyway, this is just sort of like
Do you want another one?
closed. No one's here, doesn't matter. Yeah, go and tell us, Mike. What's the fourth clue there? Made landfall in Hawaii, then would it be yourself? Well, how about that?
Oh,
How did that heavy not
That
realise?
appears to be fairly clear, Michael, as to what that one is. Ian. Yeah. Now this is interesting. What might be, or it might even be one that I've shown in the past. I'm not sure. It could be the Japanese. Oh no, it's no. It's in the South China Sea. Martinez got his L earlier, by the way.
Yep. Okay.
Just got a big delay.
Do you want another clue?
Well, it looks. I mean, I can't remember what it looked like, but it looks pretty similar to the same Haiyan that I had.
It's not.
Oh, good. Pizza Cat 5.
Do you want another one?
I guess, but just don't be too quick about this. Don't be too quick about it. I wonder whether it might be Meggie.
Is it Wang?
Oh, it is. I didn't think it would be. You know.
Would you got it on number 4?
Well, I got it on number 3.
Yeah, but I think if you didn't know, would you have got it on number 4?
Quite possibly. It was the only one that springs to mind. Let me just report this severe thunderstorm watch in effect for these areas. South Dakota into Minnesota, with a severe thunderstorm warning in effect just straddling the border there by the looks of things, where we have a warning in effect. The severe thunderstorm watch has now gone from Vermont, but still remains in effect for New Hampshire, as well as central parts of Massachusetts and northwestern Connecticut. Let's go back to Michael's pictures whilst we're just killing time here. That looks a bit like Marsha.
Don't say.
Oops. Oops. I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean it.
Okay, don't say this one until it comes onto the page.
Okay. So, yeah, well, I don't think anyone's going to guess because we're going through them too quickly and we've got a huge delay by the looks of things. So, let's just reveal them a little bit. Clearly an Australian storm. I wonder, I don't know. It's probably between two.
Is it Nathan? Is it Nathan?
Yes, it is.
Can you put it?
That would have been my first guess.
That's a tiny little...
Name.
Yep.
You've reached the end.
Okay, I've got 3 minutes left to go.
It appears that we're reaching the end here. If you've got any last minute questions for us, then please let me know. Daniel's brother, please be quiet in the back. And yeah, so we're looking at a lot of things going on around the world at the moment in terms of severe weather. It's rather interesting, isn't it?
And also, if you guys want to keep posted, there will be updates going up on my website tomorrow. Just search it up on I actually did HTTP or stuff like that. Okay, just type in force-15.weebly.com and we'll have updates up there tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Possibly we could see a new tropical depression in the Eastern Pacific, which I think would probably be good. So we've had 3 new storms, third new storm.
Well, I guess the last thing we'll touch on here, just because of some comments, is some interesting comments. What you two guys think of the future in terms of severe weather? Do you think the weather situation is going to get worse, or what?
Possibly.
I don't know.
Then also, is it me, or is the patterns of the hurricanes kind of following the 1992 season in the Pacific?
How do you mean?
Well, it's a little bit. The storms are a little bit later, but it's just because of some early season activity. But well, you got Hurricane Celia back in 1992, which had 4 major hurricanes, all at the start. Because you had Celia 4, Derby 3, Estelle and Frank both being Category 4 storms. I think it could be eerily following the same sort of path. I think same sort of.
I think it would be really interesting if we had Devon on board this evening to talk about that in particular, but unfortunately we don't have him. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, and another thing as well, you know, the big El Nino event that we had in 1997-98 should be at least partially responsible for the big Pacific activity we had in 1997 as well. The West Pacific had, what was it, 11 Category 5 storms, I think, 10 or 11 Category 5 storms throughout the year.
I'll look that up. Is it 97?
And-
Did you say?
Yeah, in the whole year 1997, we had 13 Category 5 storms around the world. That is the world record, we
I don't know.
believe.
We got I think there are 2 Cat 5s in the East Pacific in 1997 were Guillermo and Linda. Just going over to the Pacific typhoon.
I think there were 10 there.
There we have Isa, which is 1.
Don't go through them all.
Nesta 2. Rosie 3. Winnie 4.
Oh, he's telling us all.
Oliver 5.
Yeah,
Ginger 6.
yeah.
Ivan 7. Joan 8. Keith 9.
Packer.
And Packer 10. And there's 12. So it's 12 there.
And I reckon one in the southern hemisphere, I think, as well.
Don't believe there's none in the Atlantic. Strongest storm was Erica, Category 3 storm. And then going to the southern hemisphere.
Michael, let me just say what I was going to say. 1997 finished with a record 13 Category 5 storms around the world. But what's most intriguing about that is that by this date, 9th of June, I think we were just having the first Category 5 storm forming, or the second, first or second. In 2015 already, we've had 6 Category 5 storms around the world. It's remarkable. It'll be really interesting to see what happens in the second half of this year, especially if the current El Nino event, which we are in, continues.
I think there was 2 Cat 5s in the 7. So making that 14, Nathan, in 1997.
No, just 13 by my reckoning.
Oh no. Actually, yeah, you're right. Because Ron formed on January 1st.
Ah, there you are.
But yeah, Susan formed on the 20th of December and dissipated on January 9th.
Sure. Okay. Well, I think that's about the end of our show. Maybe one day we'll have a bit more of a discussion about things. Just general discussion, maybe. But that's something that Daniel could get more involved in. Hey.
There's not much you can do with just an iPod.
And tropical storm chat the whole time. Daniel gets bored of it. No, he doesn't get bored, otherwise he wouldn't be here. Well, it's time for us to finish.
Yeah.
My name was Nathan Foy. I was joined by Michael and Daniel this evening, and we'll be back again tomorrow if conditions warrant. If not, then we'll see you again soon. And stay safe out there, wherever you are. Thanks for joining
Bye-bye.
us. Goodbye.
The Denga.
Toodles.
Michael, say goodbye.
Bye.
What about the Denga?